All right, welcome to the 5.3 Algebra 1 Desmos activity. So the first screen is, you can kind of tell me how excited you are to do math. Mr. Knight was kind enough to volunteer to go from blah to super excited. So I am super excited to do math, so that's where I'm going to be at. Our essential question today is, how can you use elimination to solve a system of linear equations? So we've done graphing, we've done substitution, and now we are onto our third method, which is elimination. And it's kind of what it sounds like. We're going to eliminate one of the variables. So you might want to pause and make sure that you have this down in your notes someplace. But our goal is to have opposite coefficients. Here it says you can have the same or opposite. I will tell you right now, it's a lot easier if you just go with opposite. And then if you have opposite, you add. Okay? Because opposite numbers cancel each other out. 4 and negative 4. Those are opposite numbers. And if you add them, you get 0. Then you can solve your resulting and then plug it back in to get your remaining answer. Now I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but I think once you see a couple examples, it's going to make a little bit more sense. So on this first one, we've got 3x minus 2y equals 12 and x plus 2y equals negative 4. Well, we automatically want to look for opposite coefficients, and we've got them right here. So we don't need to do anything special. We've got negative 2, positive 2. Those are opposite coefficients. So I'm going to add those two equations together. 3x plus x gives me 4x. Oops, that looks like a 9. Let's try that again. 4x. Negative 2y. And positive 2y, they're opposites, so they're going to cancel each other out. 12 plus negative 4 gives me 8. Divide by 4, and x is 2. I'm going to plug that in and try it out. Yep, I've got the right answer. It gave me the green check. So now I need to figure out what y is. And you've got a choice. You could plug it into either one of those equations. I'm going to choose the bottom one because it's got a plus sign. That's the only reason. So I know what x is. So I'm using that bottom equation. I know what x is, and I'm going to plug it in right there. 2 plus 2y equals negative 4. Subtract 2 from both sides. And I get 2y, running out of room, equals negative 6. Or y equals negative 3. Let's check our answer. And lo and behold, we are right. Now when we do this, we want to write our answer as an ordered pair. So 2, negative 3. All right, let's try another one. First thing I'm going to look for are opposite coefficients, which I've got them, 4 and negative 4. So I'm going to add those together, and I pick our plus sign. Those cancel. Negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6y. Negative 21 plus negative 9 is negative 30. Wish these pens had a little bit finer tip. And that's going to be negative 30. Divide both sides by negative 6. And our answer is 5. So that's our y. We want to make sure we put it in the right spot. And I am correct. Now I need to know x. I'm going to choose the top equation and plug my y in right there. I could choose the bottom equation, and it'll give me exactly the same answer. Let's do this one in red. So I'm going to have 4x minus 9 times 5 equals negative 21. 4x minus 45 equals 21. Add 45 to both sides. Oops, forgot my negative sign right there. And if you notice, there is a calculator right there. I want to make sure that I point out to everybody. So I could take negative 21 plus 45, and I'm going to get 24. So let's go ahead and write that down. Plus 45 so those cancel, and I have 4x equals 24. X is going to be 6. And I want to write that as an ordered pair. 6 comma 5. All right. On this one, oh no, I don't have opposite coefficients. So I'm going to have to create some. And you always need to figure out, who do you want to eliminate, your x's or your y's. You can do either one, but usually one of them's a little bit easier than the other. I'm looking at my x's because I noticed a 3 and a 6, and I know 3 times 2 gives me 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply that top equation by 2. And I'm going to have to multiply every single term by 2. And that's going to give me 6x plus 4y equals negative 2. And I'm just going to write the other equation directly below it. Add them together because now I have opposite coefficients. Those cancel. And I get negative y equals 0. Divide both sides by negative 1. And I get y equals 0. Put that in for y. Let's check it. Oops, I've made a mistake. Let's go back and see where we can maybe made our mistake. Oh, I see it. I made it early on. That should have been negative 4. That's why we have to be careful with our signs. It is super easy to make a mistake with your sign. So the 6x's still cancel out. 4y and negative 5 is negative y. Negative 4 plus 2 is actually negative 2. So in this case, y equals 2. Let's try that again. Yay, we've got it. Now we need to figure out what our x is. I'm going to plug it in right here. And again, I could choose the bottom one. The top one just looks easier to work with. So 3x plus 2 times y equals negative 2. Oops, I said I was going to do that, and I wrote y down. Well, I know what y is. Y is 2. So 3x plus 4 equals negative 2. And I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Negative 2 minus 4 is going to give me negative 6. So I subtracted 4 from both sides. X is going to be negative 2. Yay, we got it. So write that as an ordered pair. Negative 2, comma 2. All right, on this one, I'm looking at, who do I want to eliminate? I'm thinking probably my y's. I've got a negative 20 and a positive 4. Well, I know if I multiply 4 times 5, that gives me 20. So I'm going to multiply that bottom equation by 5 and try not to make any mistakes this time. So copy the top equation, 11x minus 20y equals 28. And then multiply each term by 5. So 15x plus 20y equals 180. My y's are going to cancel, and I'm going to be left with 26x equals 208. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 26. 208. Oops. Divided by 26 is going to give me 8. So x equals 8. Check that, and we've got it. And now we need to figure out what our y is. I'm going to use the bottom equation just because the numbers are a lot smaller. Well, I know x is 8, so 3 times 8 is 24. I'm going to kind of do that step in my head. Plus 4y equals 36. Subtract 24 from both sides. Divide by 4. And you get y equals 3. So my ordered pair is going to be 8, comma 3. All right. Hopefully you're starting to get the idea of it. I want to figure out who I want to eliminate this time. And they both look about the same. Let's eliminate our x's. So I've got a positive 10 and a negative 2. I'm going to have to multiply that top one, or the bottom one, I'm sorry, by 5. Rewrite the top one, 10x minus 9y equals 46. Multiply each term by 5, negative 10x plus 15y equals 50. Add them together. The 10 and negative 10 cancel out. Negative 9 plus 15 is 6. So 6y equals 96. I'm going to have to divide both sides by 6. Y is going to be 16. Now we need to get our x's, and I'm going to plug it into the bottom one. So negative 2x plus 3 times 16 equals 10. Negative 2x plus 48 equals 10. You're going to have to subtract 48 from both sides. And I'm running out of room. That's an equal sign right there. There. That's an equal sign. Divide by negative 2, and you get 19. So your ordered pair is 19, comma 16. All right. So on here, I'm going to let you read this on your own. You don't need me to read it for you, I don't think. But they've defined your variables. X is the cost of each song. Y is the cost of each album. So I'm going to have to come up with two equations. Well, they tell us that I purchased 6 individual songs. So each individual song is X. So I'm going to have 6X. And one album, 1Y, for $21.99. And the next piece of information, I spent a total of $44.97 on 4 individual, so that'd be 4X, 3 album, and that was $44.97. So now I need to figure out who I want to eliminate. I'm thinking the Y's are going to be the easiest one because that is just a single Y right there. So I notice I have a 3 here. The opposite of 3 is -3. So I'm going to multiply that top equation by -3. And I'm going to have to rewrite it. That's going to give me -18x minus 3y. And I might want to use my calculator on that. 21.99 times 3, 65.97. So that's going to be negative. I didn't put my negative sign in there. And then my other equation was just 4x plus 3y equals 44.97. And that's going to give me, my y's cancel, -14x equals -21. Divide both sides by -14. And x is going to be 1.5. So each song is $1.50. I'm going to let you figure out the cost of the album. I would probably plug it into the top one. 6 times 1.5 plus y equals 21.99, and you can solve it from there. All right, a bus. We've got small vans and large vans. So business is selling 2 different things, and they kind of already defined our variables for us. The cost of a small van is X. The cost of a large van is Y. So on this one, I'm probably just going to do the setup and let you solve it since you can check it. A location receives 5 small, so 5X, and 2 large, 2Y, for $72,500. And then location B receives 2 small, so that's going to be 2X, and 6 large for $107,000. Well, there's 2 different ways I could solve this. I could multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by -5, or I could look at my y's, and I think my y's are going to be easier to eliminate because I have a 6 here, and I ask myself, what is the opposite of 6? -6. So I'm going to multiply that top equation by -3, and then add them together, and my y's should cancel. And again, I'm going to let you do that one on your own. We've solved enough. This one was more about the setup. All right, so let me know how you understood the lesson today. If you are just giving up, going, kind of got it, super excited, or you're super confident. All right, enjoy.